All right, we are in the finals for this Trove in this luxury gaming tournament. What is the code? It is Lux Trove. Both click to play first, all the way down. Right here. All right, let's get into this. We go second. Unlucky. So I do actually. I don't want to keep any of the. I should probably get. No, no, no. I actually want to keep these three because they're so good. And, well, this is. I'm not going to say this is so good in multiple matchups, but these two are. He said good luck. I'll say good luck right back to him. Okay. Amethyst. Or not amethyst. Steel. Emerald aggro. Okay. So where I'm gonna get hurt in this is that I drew double Smee, double Maui, which means that they're gonna be a little more aggressive. Do they pass here? That is okay. I might. Do I just want to play this to contest the hook? I think I will. I don't love it, but excuse me. I don't love it, but I do just want to get out on the board. I haven't played. Gosh, my throat. I haven't played against this deck that much. Alright, so Cheshire. There's no way they make this trade here, which is fine. Definitely okay inking that. And then I'm going to do this. And yeah, I'll just pass. I got a big-bodied Smee here. I don't think this Cheshire Cat's going to be too big of a threat, which is good. Tinkerbell, Tinkerbell. What is this? Baby Tinks. So I think they've inked two big Tinks, though. I am going to... That one wasn't a bad draw. Maybe I... No, I think it's fine. What do we get from them? Mad Hatter and a Mickey Mouse. Maybe they have like a Kuzco as their last card, and that. Oh, I messed this up. I don't love that I attacked with the Smee first. That was so bad. Oof. That was really bad, honestly. Um, a 2-5 is just oh, what a click there. Okay. Cusco. Yeah, we're in a totally fine position. This could make a trade, and that's okay. If not, what are you doing? Looks like they're just saying, okay, let's get to 20. All right, well, we get to play this Maui, smash in, and I'm surprised they didn't make this trade here. They don't have, like, if they draw a whole new world, then we're in trouble, but besides that, I just don't really see it, I guess. Could this be good at some point? We're always making this trade. Mm-hmm. All right. So now we get to race. They're mostly out of resources. Again, a whole new world would be a good card for them to draw, but grab your swords is not really. Okay. I guess I can just develop this in Quest for 2, and that's fine. This is going to threaten whatever else they play, so we're not in, like, bad shape. Let's do that. I think we can get rid of the Pongo. Dragon Fire this. And Quest. Yeah. So I think we're at a really big advantage here. I don't know what they can really do to answer the brave little Taylor. We're going to win in pretty quickly. Yep. Yep, just putting on threat after threat in this game. It's really good. Okay, so we're going to go back to this deck. Lux Trove. He will go first. And yeah, back at it again. I'm glad I kept the Maui. Maui's just so good at... Maui's just such a good card. This is a card that I want in the matchup, but I don't think I can just keep it. Should I keep this Aerial just as a card to play on curve? It's not very good. Okay. So yeah, even though I made that misplay, this didn't turn out to be that... That didn't turn out to be that bad. Okay, the Swordsman. What do you got, like a Flynn? Flynn. If anyone knows me, they'll probably know that I am a disliker of Flynn Rider, but... If they have, like, one of the bodyguard characters that cost 3 mana, then I might be in trouble by this Flynn. Okay, they don't. Yeah, they're just... So this is why I just don't like Flynn at all. I'm gonna quest, actually. What happens is kind of what always happens right there. You get 2 lore from it, and then you just fall really far behind on board because your opponent makes a good trade, and then yeah, it's like they're just really far behind on board now. It's really not that great. And now I get to... Well, I wish I had that in play instead of one of the LeFous, but I do at least get to You Have Forgotten Me them one more time. I mean, I could play Rapunzel, but I'm going to be able to threaten the Hans no matter what. I'm going to keep the LeFou with 1 damage around because... Oh, let me draw a card. Potentially. So they got rid of Cusco and the Mickey. I do love the addition to this Mickey in these decks, I think. Alright. So... We're doing okay. We'll pass. They're only at 4, so it's not like they got out to a blazing start. That one is beatable. Okay. Hades is strong. I'm going to have to ink the Rapunzel, sadly. But it just is what it is, I guess. Well, quest. At least let me get back like Pongo, which is fine. Hmm, yeah, I will murder this and make the trade here. Ink, or sorry, quest. Do I want to do? Do I want to just? I think I do. I think I want to just make this an ink. Um, yeah. That way, if I absolutely need to, I could play like Hades and the other LeFou next turn. Okay. Just another kitty cat. Totally fine. I want to keep the dog, I think, though. Yeah, we'll get Maui. I'm not going to ink this dog because I think well, if they keep drawing some of these bigger questers, I might be in trouble. Well, that is a reason to ink the dog. I'll say that was the only reason why I would want to ink the dog this turn. Yep, quest again. Yeah, they're gonna get in a spot where it won't take a whole lot. Like a well, that does change things. I am just going to do this, I think. And I really want to play out the Stitch because it's going to give me a pretty fast clock. They have for 6. Like John Silver, Genie, Tinkerbell. Those are all okay. Yeah. We'll ink Maui. We get Quest for 5. Play Maleficent. And yeah, now my opponent doesn't have a lot of ink. Grab Your Swords isn't good. Something like A Whole New World would probably be better for me. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hell yeah, we got there. Alright, so I kind of want to go over the deck real quick. Let me message the guy and say that I won. Finally got there in one of these luxury gaming tournaments. Been in the finals like 3 times. Top 4 of the 32 person one. Didn't get a prize for that, but we got there this time. Very sweet, honestly. Let's look at the deck. Let's look at the deck real quick. I want to talk about it. Oop, no. I just collection decks all the way down the bottom here. Okay, so for LeFou's, this is a card that actually ended up playing well this last round because I played another aggressive. I played against a aggressive deck. So LeFou was actually able to pressure the Cheshire Cats pretty well. So it played a lot better than what it has in the previous matches. I haven't loved LeFou. It's mostly just been ink, but it did actually show the utility in the last game. It's, a card that's going to be hardly, sometimes it'll be a 10, most of the time it'll be a 1, sometimes it'll be a solid 5, and it was a solid 5 in those games. It basically was just a card to play on curve um, that was able to answer my opponent's stuff. So LeFou played well in that one match, but it's just an equal card that has some upside. if I ran this deck back, I don't know if I'd play it again. But yeah, I don't know. It wasn't bad. Four Pongos. I really like four Pongos just because it is a really good threat on turn 3 after you Lantern on turn 2. Um, the same thing can be said for Aerial on human legs, but Pongo being evasive kind of puts it in a different class, I think, a different tier than Aerial, but it was still like Lantern into Pongo is really powerful. Lantern is also good because it helps you accelerate against the decks that are playing a whole new world. You can play Lantern down, you can play out your cards quickly, so the whole new world doesn't benefit them, or sorry, so it helps a whole new world benefit you more than it normally would because you'll play your cards a little bit faster. So I really liked Lantern. Um, Three Goofies, again, just another really strong threat to play ahead of Curve with the Lantern. Same thing with Stitch. It's not like a really great body or anything like that, but it is a pretty big threat against the control decks, and it does speed up the curve when you get to that against the aggro decks. Only to be prepared, just because I felt like I could control the board enough that I didn't need all four. I also kind of felt like I just want to be more threat dense in the control mirrors. Um, so that's also why I have two Mickey Mouse Bravable Tailors, just to try to end the game in one or two turns in the mirrors. I think that's really important. I don't want the mirrors to drag on that much, just because it can be exhausting. Um, for Maleficent, for Maui, for Dragonfire, pretty straightforward. Just your removal suite, really powerful cards. If I'm playing Ruby, I am probably playing 11 or 12 of those combined. Alright, down to the Amber cards. Be Our Guest. It's just, it's a card that's ink just so much of the time, but sometimes you just have 9 ink in play, and then you play Be Our Guest and you find Surfer Stitch, and that's just when it's really good. Lantern, I already said why it's good. It's just a way to get your threats out earlier than normal. Super important against the aggressive decks, the control decks, the and the whole new world. Like it's a really powerful card. Mr. Smee, this one is interesting. The reason why I have it in here is because it has a big booty. It has 5 toughness, so that you can oftentimes survive a couple hits. You can survive a hit with I'm trying to think, Rafiki, or any number of things, and then you have a really strong body that can be Rapunzeled. And Rapunzel is one of the best cards in the game, and definitely the best card in this deck, probably. So if you don't have 4 Rapunzel, it's really hard to play this deck because you're trying to create a good board presence, and Rapunzel is just insanely good at doing that. Hades, rebuying the Hades loops really strong against some of the control decks just to help you grind. Ariel is not a card I'm super impressed with, but has a decent body and it quests for a decent amount, so it's a good mid-range threat. You Have Forgotten Me, just another card that's really good against a lot of different decks. My opponent was a more aggressive deck, and I just cut him off on a bunch of resources in that last match, so that was really important to have. And then Stitch's Carefree Surfer. It it is also one of the best cards in the game. It is incredibly powerful. Its body is massive. It's hard to deal with when you're challenging it. You have to run 3 creatures into it pretty often. Um, it refills your hand. It quests for a decent amount. It's just a really, really powerful card. Uh, It's kind of the reason to be playing this deck, I think. Stitch along with Maleficent, those give you the late game tools, much like Elsa and Ursula do when you are playing Ruby Amethyst. The difference is that Stitch is inkable, so and that just makes it an incredibly strong card. You get the card advantage, you get the threat on board, and it is inkable for when you can't do anything with it early. That makes it really flexible and really powerful. Uh, Again, you probably couldn't play this deck successfully without four of them. All right, guys. If you guys have any questions over the matches that we played for this tournament or the deck in general, holler at me, and I would love to help you out with it or help you tune it. Maybe you can help me tune it. Let's it's, you know, I just really enjoyed playing this deck. I think the next tournament I'm in, I have another Amber deck. It's not gonna be, or sorry, yeah, Amber deck. It's not gonna be Amber Ruby, but it's gonna be another spicy Amber deck. Pretty similar with all these cards, but yeah, not being Ruby is gonna be pretty sweet. All right, hope you guys have a good night. See ya.